UFC lightweight champion of the world, Conor McGregor!
I was just a normal kid growing up, and fights would happen. Every boy gets into fights, so for me it stuck in my head. Maybe if a fight happened, another boy would have just left and he would have forgot completely about it, but for me I dwelled on it. What way should I have moved there? He done this, maybe if I had done that, I would have turned out better. In my home, like many other homes in Ireland, the real stress and the real fights come from the mortgage, come from this stress of home. A lot of people are getting evicted from their homes around here. So that's something that I grew up with. That was a big stress in my family. It caused a lot of stress.
Weren't you working in the plumbing business? How bad was that?
The plumbing? Horrendous. 6 o'clock in the morning. I used to have to walk for about an hour to get there on the motorway, and then I'd stand on the edge of the motorway and wait for a bloke to drive by so he'd give me a lift. And then the motorway was like getting renovation at the time, so it'd take me 2.5 hours to get to the place. It was out in the country. Then I'd be there for 10 hours working, and I was a first year, so I was the worst of the worst. Then 2 hours to get back in the traffic again, which was a horrible, horrible time. And I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this. And then I just left. I just stopped going, didn't get out of bed. Then my dad would come in and try and bank me out of bed. And for a good while, I didn't really speak to my dad. We just kind of stayed away from each other. Anytime we did speak, it was to fight. I was a waster. If this didn't go ahead, then what had I got? I had nothing. That definitely weighs on you at times. As a man, you have no money, you're relying on other people for support. That's always a fear that's in your head, but you just have to outwork that. You have to outwork that fear, outwork that doubt. And that's what I done. Anytime something was going wrong in my life, or anytime I felt down, I'd hit the gym. Anytime I was in the gym, I was happy. You know, whatever's going on in my life, good or bad, I go to the gym. Exercise is the best form of medication. When I was a kid, I used to always visualize stadiums, and like even when I was playing football, I'd kick the ball against the wall and I'd pretend I scored a goal, and I'd run off and I'd be raising my hand and visualizing an arena full of fans. I always had these visions of something, but I just didn't know what it was. This is the law of attraction. In the struggle, when things are going good and you visualize these good things happen, you visualize more good things happen, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff. And that was what I was able to do. Even though I was having these troubles at home, and even though I had no real job, I still was able to feel like it was. I was basically just using my imagination. If you have a clear picture in your head of something that's gonna happen, a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. It is destined to happen, and that's what happens. It's perfect. People who go against the odds, people who do stuff that hasn't been done before, and people who do stuff that people say they can't do. That inspires me. Hard workers, people that are chasing their dream no matter what people are saying, no matter what people think. That, I take inspiration from that. The martial arts life will give you a discipline, will give you dedication, will give you a drive that you won't get nowhere else. So whatever these kids that come in with their parents, whatever they decide to do, whether they decide to conquer the martial arts world, the fighting game, or whether they want to go and conquer the business world, whatever they decide to do, training for combat sport, training martial arts will give them that confidence to go and excel in anything. I can make a career out of this. I can do something that hasn't been done before. I can show the Irish people true martial arts, something they have never seen before. But before us, there was no other Irish. As far as the UFC were concerned, Ireland didn't exist. So it was still just a dream. I had to believe in it, I had to feel it, I had to have faith in it for it to happen. I'm seeing these people that are putting that time into me and putting that faith in me, that made me think, you know what, I'm going to do them proud, I'm going to do them proud. I said to John that night, I said, I'm going to put an extra floor on that gym. I'm securing my family's future here. I want my man and dad to retire and live comfortable. That's what I'm doing it for my family's security, so they don't have to do absolutely nothing or answer to nobody. Give me one chance and I'm going to take it home. We are all equal as human beings. If we are obsessed with something and we truly pursue our passion with everything we have, regardless of anything else. If you are obsessed, work hard, put in the time, you will succeed. To be at the pinnacle of any game, whatever you do, got to be a little bit gone, not all there. You've got to be almost insane to your craft. Not a lot of people can understand that. That's why I don't know about nothing else. I do not pay attention to nothing else. And like normal society is like, let's talk about this, let's engage in this. People are talking to me and in my head I'm counting something. I'm counting up a number, or I'm knee deep in a sequence on the mat or on the feet. That's my life, sequences and numbers, nothing else. I cannot pay attention to nothing else. It's in my head 24/7. I don't think about nothing else. I'm just curiously fascinated with it, and I can't stop thinking about it. Everything I do in my life is related to this. I don't do nothing else if it's not got to do with fighting. I actually don't show up because I'm always there. My mind is always on this. It never shuts off. I can never stop thinking about this game. This is hard work. This is an obsession. Nothing nothing can beat hard work. To me, what's unhealthy is living an unhealthy life. To me, what's unhealthy is getting up and going through the same day every day of your life, 9 to 5. That's unhealthy. That beats your mind. I don't work. I love what I do, and that's why I'm doing what I love. That's why it's become a career for me, because I love it. I love what I do. There's 2 things I've learned from these past 7 months. Number 1 is that hard work pays off, and number 2 is that dreams come true. And even in golf, I definitely had little side tracks I slipped on, and no matter what was going on, some deep situations, I always had the belief that I was going to get here. I can be a product of my environment. If I'm in with the wrong crowd, I just kind of become wherever. So that's why I like to be isolated, and that's why being locked in an apartment on my own, building back up my leg, going from rehab to home to rehab to home, because there was no outsiders. It was isolation, it was visualization, it was motivation, and it was dedication. There was nothing else going on in my life. To get to the pinnacle, it needs to be like that. It needs to be no outsiders. You need to have your team and your focus, and that's it. I don't need friends that aren't involved in this game or that aren't on the same path, because it doesn't make sense. You stare at your past and you'll end up staying there. It's okay to look back and admire it, but you carry on. People can get comfortable with a win and slack off then. Slack off on the training, slack off on the diet. They've won one. They're winners now. That's not me. You sleep on a win and you'll wake up with a loss. They say I'm just talk, but here I am walking. Where's everybody else? Not everyone's positive. Not everyone's happy to see a man succeed, as wrong as that is, but not everyone is happy to see another man succeed. They think I'm toast out here, but I'm still the bread. If you can see it here and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.